Back inside another edition of SVG Sports Tech On Demand. Happy to be joined by Steve Nylund. He is CEO of Red Bee Media. Steve, pleasure to see you. Wish it was under better circumstances, but this ain't too bad. Hope you and your team are doing well.
Likewise, Brandon. It's great to see you, and thank you. Yes, we're doing exceptionally well. So far, so good. Touch wood. But
Good.
it's nice to see you.
Yeah, you too. A technology vendor who's very involved, in particular, in the sports video marketplace. For those who maybe aren't familiar, tell us a little bit about Red Bee, and in what ways has the company needed to pivot, if at all, to meet the needs of your clients in this new environment that we're in?
Sure, Brandon. So Red Bee Media is an end-to-end managed services company. So we pretty much do everything in the media supply chain to ensure that our customers can get their content, whatever that content is, out globally to any customer anywhere. And like everybody else who's managing, this pandemic, this very unprecedented situation, we've also adapted, and we have focused on making sure that we can support our customers, because many of our customers have had to change their schedules, their content, and their programming quite substantially.
Sure.
So, our focus during this period of time has very much been on first securing the health and safety of our people, our customers, our partners, of course, but also making sure that we keep all mission critical services on air, because we serve a lot of the leading broadcasters in the world, and some of which are public service companies who have a public remit. They have a duty to inform us in the public, and we need to make sure that their services can continue on air, and that's what we've been focusing on lately.
Sure. So I'm sure a lot of us wish, all of us who's watching this video, wish we had live games to watch, but viewership on OTT platforms has definitely been sky high, as people who are abiding by the social distancing and self-quarantining rules are watching a lot of video these days. So I'm curious, how are you guys continuing to innovate? We may not have a physical brick and mortar trade show where you're announcing new products in the format that you might have anticipated you would be, but what's new and up the sleeves of you guys at Red Bee right now?
Yeah, no, thanks for asking. So you're absolutely right. So OTT and direct to consumer obviously it was a need before this pandemic. If anything, it's increased in terms of demand and need. And so what we've done is, normally we provide a very rigorous end-to-end managed service, OTT services, broadcast grade services for live sports and live events. But that's not suitable for all customers. And what we see now is that there are lots of companies, there are tier 2, tier 3 kind of sports clubs and others, who are thinking about how they can come out, how they can replace their physical events with live OTT streaming events. And so we've actually innovated and put out to the market a new kind of self-service live OTT event streaming service, where you can do it. You might be a church, or a house of faith, or you might be a small organization that used to do music events or whatnot. So you can't necessarily afford to do the big, all-inclusive service, but you still want to provide a good customer experience, a branded experience, and reaching out directly to your fan base. And so we've put that service to market, and now you can go on. For not much money at all, you can have a really good live OTT streaming service with an app, or do it on the web if you want to, and you can reach out to that fan base who are not able to see you physically currently. So that's one example of things we've been doing. The other thing we've been doing, of course, is we've been supporting all our sports broadcasters, media companies, who have had to change their schedules quite significantly, and now are playing other things, esports, archive games, and whatnot. And so we've very much been busy helping them make sure that they can turn around their schedules and bring this new content out to allow them to continue to engage with their fans, because of course they still need to keep that relationship, despite the fact that they don't have live sports to offer currently.
Right. All right. Well, interesting stuff, Steve. We really appreciate you joining us today. And we certainly appreciate everything that you and the company are doing to help keep the sports video production community up and running right now at this time. So thank you for all the hard work you and your team's doing.
Thank you.
All right. He is Steve Nylund. He is CEO of Red Bee Media. You can learn more about them and many of the other companies that we've spoken to in the SVG Sports Tech On Demand series right now over at sportsvideo.org.